Welcome, FamilyAffaires.com contributor Dr. Dan Gottlieb. Hi, Dr. Dan.
Hey, Roseanne.
Dr. Dan, recently I was reading an article, and it was in a women's magazine, and it was talking about women in business and how really all of these women who were successful in what they were doing, how many years of failure that they had to go through in order to become successful. So many times people always think that failure is a bad thing, but failure necessarily isn't always a bad thing.
What was that best-selling book, Blessings of a Wounded Knee?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we protect our children from adversity, and yet the popular thing these days is resilience. Mm-hmm. A parent asked me, how can I teach my child resilience? Let them fail. That's the only, you fall down, that's the only way you know how to get up.
Right.
And that's the case, I think, throughout the lifespan. And if you think back over your life, mm-hmm. and what has helped you become the woman you are, you look back at your failures, not so much your successes.
That's true, because it's when we have our failures that you really have to figure it out.
Right.
And when you come through that and you figure it out, and you may not figure out the whole picture all at once, you might do it piece by piece. But once you make some progress, it's tremendous on how it makes you feel, how proud you are.
And you take away the shame and blame. So you fail, it's not his fault, or it's not my fault. Mm-hmm. You know, no blaming here. Okay, what can we do about this? What can I learn? What can I do better? Mm-hmm. Or what can I communicate better? And turn a failure into a success.
Yeah, but it's so amazing how I think it's one of the biggest things that people fear. Is failure.
Yeah.
I mean, it holds so many people back, not only business people, failure of relationships, any kind of failure. When actually I think, going through a failure, it also helps us to mature.
Well, it's always interesting to me when I treat people who are afraid of failure.
Mm-hmm.
They have failed 100 times already. We all do. And we fail at almost everything, And they're still afraid of failure. They haven't learned that with every failure, they've gotten up and moved on. Mm-hmm. And the consequences of the failure hasn't lasted. But what we remember is the suffering and the failure. We don't remember the resilience. We don't remember how we got up. And our brains are hardwired that way. Our brains, I forget who said this, maybe Rick Hansen when he talked about Buddha's brain, his book, Buddha's Brain, that our brains are like Velcro for negative incidents.
That's true.
And like Teflon for positive.
Don't you think, though, you had just mentioned it before, the shame and the blame. Because always with failure, then we feel the shame.
Right.
Then we look to blame.
Right.
What happened?
Exactly.
Where when you have a success, it's kind of, you have the success, you live in the moment, and you move on. Because there's nothing negative.
Right. Exactly. You don't hold on to it.
I think a big piece of what you were saying about children, mm-hmm. I think that so many parents want to protect their children from the failures. I also think it's the parents not being able to deal with their emotions while they have to sit back and watch their child fail.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. No question about it. It's hard being a parent.
Sure.
Sometimes. It's easy to protect the child from what we determine mm-hmm. is adversity.
Right.
But it's hard. It's hard to watch a child. And, parenting often is a matter of faith. And faith that your child has what he or she needs inside to resolve conflict, to get up after they fall down. All children do. 1 in 100.
But also, how do they learn? They learn from watching their parents.
Yes.
So if they see a parent struggle and then get up and move on,
Right.
it reinforces
Right.
in themselves.
Yes, it does. So whatever happens, we're role models. It's not about what we say. It's about what we do and how we live.
Yes. And to be great examples.
Right.
So go out there and fail, and then you'll grow.
Like you have in the past. Like I have 1,000 times, more than 1,000.
Okay.
Way more.
Thank you.